Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Evangelical Free Church Ministry Spotlight podcast. This is an addition to our spotlights that we're putting in the newsletter every Friday to shine a light on different ministries that we have here in the church. There are so many, so we're doing one a week. And this is just really to give you a chance to see what's happening, meet the people who are running these ministries, and find ways to serve, grow, and connect yourself while you're here. So today, I'm thrilled. I'm Katherine Carey, and I'm thrilled to be talking to Barbara Cucci, who is in charge of the Family Care Committee. And I just want to thank you, Barb, for coming today, because
Thank you.
We're all stepping out of our comfort zones, but this is such an important ministry. And I was just hoping you could tell us a little bit about it for those that might not know what actually the Family Care Committee does.
Okay. We try to help anyone in need with meals, mostly meals. If there are needs for any of the church attendees that have a recent hospitalization or severe injury, that they may need a little help till they can get back on their feet and do that. We also do meals, a lunch-ish type meal for after a memorial service, if it's requested by the family and the pastors.
It's so nice that this happens. This is it's the ultimate comfort care and comfort food. It's full of love. And it's so important when you're healing, and just to not have to worry about that, especially with many people's families being in many other states. So they don't necessarily have that core group. So it's a really lovely thing. And the memorials, the services for that, it's a beautiful participation, and it's a really nice for the family. It's a loving ministry, so that's really awesome.
It is.
You do Thanksgiving too, don't you?
No, we don't. Well, we do Pat Jacobson and I do for some of the shut-ins or the couples that are more apt to not have family near and aren't really able to stand a long day and do a course meal for them, even for themselves. So there are certain people in the church that we do it for. Yeah. It usually numbers between 40 and 50.
That's a lot, yeah.
But it is, and they're called, and it's their choice if they want to accept it or not.
Yeah, that's so nice. It's just a really lovely thing for this neighborhood in general. I'm just wondering if you have an average idea of how many meals a year get served by family care. I mean, it varies, of course, depending on if it's an incredible year of sickness or if it's an incredible year of blessing, but I'm just wondering if there's on average.
Well, so far this year, we've served about 7 families or singles, depending. Sometimes it's we don't do meals every day. We the most we can do is every other day. And we sometimes it just covers a week or two to get them back on their feet, and sometimes there's one family now it's been more than a year and a half.
Wow.
That we still usually it's the wife that cooks, and if the wife is down, it's not always. There are a lot of good male cooks here, but it's usually if the wife is down, then we try our best to do it. I don't have a huge amount of people offering because at our age, a lot of people just don't cook anymore. And it isn't necessarily that they need to cook the meal. If they're willing to purchase a meal, that's acceptable also.
And also, if you are cooking, you could cook a double amount, put it in the freezer, and then it's just there. I know when we cook at my house, we're always cooking a lot. So it would be very simple, like if you were inspired to cook a recipe and you want to make it for your own family, just make an extra, and then when it's needed, it could come out and be just as yummy.
Well, I have 2 people in mind that I that I go to for soup sometimes, because when you usually make soup, you make a large amount. So, and if it's frozen, that's fine. Some of the meals can be reheated, and it doesn't have to come right out of your oven and go directly.
Right. But it's still that feeling. And then so it's like 7 families, but really it's multiple meals, because we're talking like a year's worth of food or a couple of weeks worth of food. So it's quite something. It's definitely bigger than 7. So I'm wondering how people can support family care and participate in this.
Well, they just need to be willing and available. Many of our attendees go back to another state, in the summer. But if you just let me know that I'm here from this month to this month and I'm willing to do it. I have an old list that's really long, but a lot of the people aren't able to do it anymore for one reason or another. So if you're willing and able to do it, if you're willing, we used to have a couple that used to call up the family and ask what their favorite restaurant was, and they would go and purchase it from their favorite restaurant. I'm not advocating that, because a lot of the restaurants might be in Tucson, but that is
so nice.
a possibility.
That's really
if
nice,
someone's willing to do that.
Yeah, that's really, really nice. And that makes it really comforting for that person, if it's possible to do that. But now if they want to sign up, then what's the process? They would then come and do on-the-job training with you? Is that how it works?
Well, most of them, if they're just making a meal, what I do is I call the family. If a pastor gives me a heads up to someone in need, then I call, because many in this age group have allergies or just particular foods that they just won't eat. And my version is, if I make a meal that I think is fine, and you look at it when I give it to you and you say, I don't eat that, that's kind of wasteful.
Yeah.
So I call ahead and make sure that there are only some do's and don'ts, and then I pass that on if it's someone else making the meal. It's basically, I ask the person who makes the meal to deliver it, if that's possible. Sometimes I deliver it. It just depends on how it is.
And there's 2 aspects really to family care, because there's the in-home service, but then there's also the memorial service, and that's more of coming here and participating in the serving and the preparing. Is that right?
Right.
So
well, there's the setup. There's usually a setup day. We used to try to set it up the night before, but that doesn't always work. Usually, if the service is on a Saturday, which it isn't always, the men have the fellowship hall in the morning.
Right.
So it's awkward to ask them, please don't touch this, please don't move this. So we have kind of stopped doing that. We will set it up. So I need setup people. I usually have a sign up for setup and for cleanup. Cleanup is always, I don't really want to do that, but it's needful if you're willing to do it. Or you can just come kind of after the lunch is done and do it. You don't have to be here the whole time.
Right.
It generally runs from 9 in the morning till possibly 2 or a little after in the afternoon, and you could just come from 1 to 2 or whatever.
Right.
You don't have to be here the whole time. And the ones that generally come in the morning don't stay.
Right.
So you are also given a lunch. You are allowed to have lunch with us. So that's nice. A benefit there. Yeah. But it's just watch what goes on and kind of follow somebody around and ask if you can help, and it's just kind of flows.
That's great. So on the sign up, you can say if you're here full time or what months you're here, and that way is Barbara going to contact you while you're in Michigan? No.
Yeah, right.
But then you were also mentioning the 90th birthday party, so I just wanted to share a little bit.
Usually this kind of we used to have a parish nurse here that had a lot of jobs. And she had asked me when she was leaving if I would take this on. And she kind of always did it in November, and I didn't want to box it into November. It's too busy. So I asked if I could change the month, and if that was okay, then I was willing to. So I've been doing it for, 10-ish years, whatever. And so we do it. We have a date already planned, October 19th, and it's between services. The office sends out an invitation to all those who this year have turned 90. And I used to tease one of the gentlemen because he said, well, it's October and my birthday's not till December. And so I said, it's still this year.
Oh, well, that's good. I was going to say, you're not invited.
Yeah. So I said, and you're going to get an invitation, and I expect to see you. And he did come. So
that's good.
We invite those and above anybody. We have one lady who is over 101, and she generally doesn't come anymore, but she's invited. And so we open it and have a little special. Denise makes cards, and usually the week before I put them out on the table so that everybody in the congregation can sign the birthday card. To 20-ish people is usually the number. Yeah. And so then we give them a card, and they have a little cake or cupcake or whatever.
And a walkthrough. We get to walk through and acknowledge them. It's really special. The whole thing is really special, but I love going through the walkthrough. It's just like this circle of elders, and it's just, and their eyes are lit up, and so it's nice.
And it's special.
Yeah.
And it generally doesn't fall on any particular one's birthday.
Right.
So it's just, for each one of them.
Yeah. It's a nice honoring. It's a nice honoring. Well, I mean, you've been doing this, you said, for like 20 years. That's a long time in ministry. So she knows what she's doing. But I'm wondering, how have you been personally blessed? You must be blessed to keep doing it. You have a heart for it.
I do. It's really funny because I was never known as the cook. So they keep telling me that it's my kitchen. I said, you can step over the line. There's no electric cord here. So it is a blessing because I get to know more of the congregation. With split services, I don't always know the other service people, but I do get to know them and touch base with them. And a lot of times it's the family that is doing it for the person. And I get to have a tiny little window into some of their family and what goes on.
And their life, which is so awesome. I mean, it's great to be able to connect a little bit deeper. And that's the whole point of these ministries. It gives you a chance to meet more people outside of the people that are sitting next to you in the service. You get to stretch out and meet more people. Well, is there anything that I've missed that we wanted to cover? I think
the only other thing is another little sidebar that I started was the information or membership classes that the pastor usually deals with 3 to 4 times a year. It's not every month, and there is one coming up shortly, and I have recruited 4 ladies who have done a great job over the last year and a half. And right now, there are 3 of the 4 of them away for that particular class. So I will jump back in and help the one lady who's still here.
Right.
And hopefully cover this. We get a list from the office of how many attendees there will be.
Right.
And so we kind of have an idea of, and it's usually on a Saturday morning.
I believe it's on the 13th.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we would need to come before the the class, I think, starts at 9. I'm not sure if it's 9 or 9:30. And then so we usually come, 45 minutes or so ahead to set up. And it's held in the classroom. And we just provide a beverage and a little snack type thing for them, for the class, because it's about 2 hours long.
Right.
And to keep them alert and awake and listening.
Yeah.
So
a little sugar. Sugar.
So it's, but it is nice. And my ladies are very dependable. It just so happens that this time they've all planned to be away. So it is what it is.
But isn't it amazing how many people step up to feed people, whether you're sick or you have a loved one that's passed away or you're just coming to hear about the church? That's really beautiful that there's that many people involved behind the scenes, making sure you have your snacks. It's nice. It's really, really nice. Well, on Sunday, this Sunday, you can meet Barb in the Fellowship Center. She's going to be at the sign-up table. And I think our sign-up we should have a general sign-up for those that just want to be part of this committee, want to learn more. But I think we should make a second one for the information class. There might be somebody who says, hey, I'd love to step up and do this in 2 weeks. So we'll make that available for them. And then there's 2 other ways to always reach out and find out about our ministries. One is going to our website. It's efcgreenvalley.org. And you look under the Connect button and you'll see ministries. And if you go to that page, it has all the ministries. You can click on what you're interested in. There's always contact information for those people. And you can also just reach out by phone at 520-648-6781 and call the office. And we will connect you with Barbara. Thank you. It was really nice to have this chat. We appreciate it so much. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Catherine.